The SEC has 12 teams in the top 25. Pure dominance.
You're talking ball with the SEC squad. From Alabama to Tennessee, from Georgia to Oklahoma, from Auburn to Texas, it's the local experts of the Locked On Podcast Network bringing you scoops, breakdowns, and the most comprehensive preview of the upcoming SEC weekend. It's the SEC squad, and we have a seat for you. Hurt feelings and thin skin are prohibited. Squad up, you're part of the SEC squad.
Yes, we are squatting up. Week 3, our third ever SEC baseball squad. I'm Zac Blackerby. I host Locked On Auburn. Corey Burton, host of Locked On Vandy. Stephen Willis, host of Locked On Ole Miss. John Nabors, host of Locked On Razorbacks. Eric Cain, host of Locked On Vols. Jimmy Stein, co-host of Locked On Bama. 12 of the, I'm just kidding. Chris Marler's here too, of Locked On Gamecocks. I'm trolling. 12 of the top 25 teams, gentlemen, are from our conference. Mm-hmm. Can you, just pure dominance just 2 weeks through the season?
Isn't this just like another day at the office, another Tuesday for the SEC? It's like, hey, it's like coming in here and just being like, hey, the SEC and the football recruiting, 12 of them in the top 25 classes. It's like, whoa. Yeah, but no, it's just a continuation of just this conference and the depth and the recruiting and the coaching and the way that these teams have played and some of the great matchups in the non-con they've had so far. So, yeah, it's hard to say, but it's basically if you're taking the SEC or the field to win it all, I think you're going to have to take a team out of the SEC.
Yeah, Steven, it's Ole Miss that got that 25th spot. They kind of slid up there to make it 12 out of 25. What have you seen from the Rebels so far this season?
They just know how to win games. When the pitching isn't quite right, they hit the ball a ton. Whenever they have trouble with the bats, the pitching steps up. That's the way it works. It's complementary baseball they're playing right now. And like I said, Dom Decker hit his first career home run, the dirtbag, the ultimate dirtbag, hit a home run against Missouri State for a sweep on the weekend. They're 8-0. They haven't lost. And they have Southeastern Missouri tonight. And they go for Baylor, Coastal Carolina, and Ohio State over the weekend. They have the tournament in Houston. If they get out of this weekend with an undefeated record, I think it's something you should start to look forward to them to be pretty good going into that dang gauntlet of a schedule that they have for the SEC.
Corey, we were giving you a hard time last week with Vandy being the only team with a losing record. It looks like you guys got some things figured out.
We definitely got some things figured out at the plate. 4 out of 5 wins were run rules. We faced a murderer's row of Eastern Michigan and Marist, so it was bound to happen.
One of the best directional Michigans, thank you.
Yeah, we run ruled them twice through a combined no hitter, actually, in the second game of that set. But just leading the league in home runs is something Vanderbilt has accomplished this week, and they got Evansville tonight, and then they go out to Vegas to play UC Irvine, Oregon, and Arizona. So that'll give us a look at what Vanderbilt, if they've truly improved, they will win all 3 games out there in Las Vegas.
Yeah. Eric Cain, give us a quick update on your Vols.
I liked it better last week when we were giving Corey, crap about losing games.
Same.
Yeah, Eric, what happened there?
Hey, Chris, take it away, man. Kent State's good.
Pretty good ball club. Said it last week. Zach rolled his eyes at me.
I did. Hats off to Kent State. Jimmy, who's your favorite alum from Kent State? Just real quick.
Jack Lambert. Just over Nick Saban. Just over Nick Saban.
Yeah.
Eric, what happened?
Julian Edelman?
That's mine, 100%.
Oh, that's right. Julian Edelman did come from Kent State.
Quarterback.
James Harrison.
Anyway, Kent State's pretty good ball club. They're a trendy regional team, here in the preseason into the early season. We'll see what happens. I think they were picked to win the MAC. They're a good team, but Tennessee played horrible. You stole one on Friday night, hit a walk-off pinch hit home run to win 4-3. You have 16 strikeouts in Saturday's game, and you lose 2-1. You know why? Because you were 0 for 15 with runners on, 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position. Okay. And then Sunday, you lose 9-5, and your bullpen just implodes in one inning. And, really go back to Saturday with the 16 strikeouts, and you couldn't hit anything, but you had one inning where you had 2 errors, and that's when they scored the 2 runs. So what I'm trying to say is, I mean, Kent State's good. Tennessee played horrible. It's also February the 24th, so I think it's funny when people are freaking out, but good to see some adversity. Tennessee got hit, punched in the mouth, and now we'll head to Arlington, and I'm intrigued to see how Tennessee responds.
With that win, did Kent become a state?
No, still not a state.
Still not.
Still not a state. Good question, though, Corey. Love that.
Yeah,
Chris Marler, give us a South Carolina update.
No. So
okay. Jimmy Stein, tell us about Alabama.
I'm glad you didn't ask me about South Carolina. I think they played all the military things this past weekend. I watched South Carolina.
Said no.
I watched South Carolina versus Army. I watched quite a bit of that for some reason.
The worst one, Jimmy. The worst one. Hold on.
And Chris was going for South Carolina because he's not for the troops.
It was. Listen, Paul Maneri loves the troops, and he let Army win on Friday, and that's great from Paul. I went to the game on Sunday. Founders is a beautiful park. It was a lot of fun to be back there. That's as the extent of what I'll say. Pitching hasn't been terrible, but they're not a good baseball team. I will take my time to also just give props to the rest of the SEC. I think Ole Miss, what Steven said was shocking about is the pitching. If the pitching's not there, because the pitching's been awesome for Ole Miss. It's been awesome for Texas. It's been awesome for a lot of teams. The hitting for Vanderbilt, moving that fence in, getting a little short portion right from 330 to 315.
Real Lindsey Nelson of you there, Corey.
It's wild to watch. There's still a lot of good baseball in this conference. LSU looks really good. They've hit the ball really well. They haven't really pitched as well as I think people thought they would, but there's still a lot of really good teams in this conference. I just one day we'll be one of the 12 teams in the top 25. It seems almost impossible not to be in it, but we found a way to do it.
All right, Jimmy, quick update on Alabama. I mean, after dropping that first one, they've won 7 in a row now.
That's exactly right. I think winning 7 in a row after the opener shows there was definitely an overreaction to losing the opening game. You rip off 7 in a row, but don't overreact to 7 in a row. They haven't beaten anyone very good. There's some real concern about how good this team might be offensively. I think the pitching's been as good or a little better maybe than expected, but hitting the ball, they've hit it well against who they've played, but there's real concern about will they score against quality pitching, and you've got quality pitching coming up even before you get to the ridiculous SEC schedule that I think the Dodgers and Yankees would be a little worried about, frankly.
Yeah, it's loaded. It's loaded. Quick Auburn update. Auburn got blasted by Cincinnati in the midweek. It kind of created a bunch of panic. What's going on? And then they went to Arlington and they beat 2 ranked teams, and they also beat a Kansas State team whose resume was pretty solid going into this weekend. So a 3-0 stretch for the Tigers over the weekend that really restored faith after that really surprise 8-0 loss against Cincinnati. So starting pitching for Auburn, I think, is going to be a strength for this club.
That's a good time that's a good time, a good reminder, yearly reminder early in the year that midweek is not real baseball. So, let's all keep that in mind. Midweek is not real baseball, and so you're going to drop one every now and again. But with the new roster limitations and all that, they're going to start treating it like real baseball. I feel like there's going to be some tweaks moving forward, and those games obviously, mean something. Well,
and especially for teams that are going, like smaller teams that are going to SEC, a lot of times they'll put their best guy out there because it can help them so much.
Yeah, it's an RPI opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Who's been the biggest surprise so far this season? I'm sorry, Nabors. You spoke first when I mentioned the 12 out of 25. So in my head, we had already gotten to Arkansas. I'm so sorry. Of all the teams represented here, I believe your team's actually ranked the highest. I'm so sorry. Give us a quick Arkansas Razorbacks update.
It's like you can't even have enough where I can't talk about football, and it's like the sport that I am good at over here.
I apologize. That was a genuine Marler. I skipped over Marler intentionally, and when we got to him, we all see why that was the right decision. I did not mean to skip over you. I'm so sorry.
I can't wait to email you back tonight. I cannot wait.
I bet you won't do it.
But more importantly, the Arkansas Razorbacks, they had a sweep over a mighty, mighty team over the weekend. And it's Xavier. I don't even know how much longer they had baseball. But either way, Arkansas is looking good because they're being put in positions that they got to try to figure their ways out of. Hunter Dietz has been the Saturday starter. He's got everything that he needs tools-wise. He's just in his own head. But the rest of the pitching's been phenomenal. Kahio Aloy, which is Bahia Aloy's younger brother, has really stepped up. He had 2 walk-offs this past weekend.
Wait, they're related?
Yeah, can you believe that? 2 people named Aloy related? That's wild.
Wild.
Yeah. But you had Camden Kozuel hit for the cycle the other day too, which was really cool. So Arkansas is getting it done. They're just still like everybody else figuring out their pitching and looking really great. They got a midweek against an in-state rival of Arkansas State, but they still got some really good teams that they're going to be playing later down the stretch.
Let's go.
Arkansas is a state though, so at least their name makes sense.
Butch
Jones.
I got to everyone else, right? Yes. Okay. Who's been the biggest surprise for the SEC so far? And yes, Chris Marler?
Oklahoma. Oklahoma. I don't know what they need to do to move up.
Great.
Further
We'll get
in
to
the
that
rankings.
and his thoughts why next, right here on the SEC Baseball Squad.
Nailed it.
Today's show brought to you by our friends at Mazda. Mazda's moving the game forward. For those who show there's more to the score than what's on the screen, who am I picking on and calling on this week? John Nabors. Who's moving the game forward for Arkansas?
Well, I mean, I just thought you'd skip over me.
Just shouted some people out. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I know. I'm giving you Camden Kozuel. Hit for a cycle. It's always a big deal. I don't care who it's
Taking an
against.
armadillo.
That's right. And armadillos. He's got that armadillo blood in him now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like that, Mazda puts the same passion into every model, highlights, make the reel, what it took to get there, makes it count. There's more to a Mazda because there's more to you. Today's show is also brought to you by our friends at Indeed. Chris Marler, what is your favorite thing about our friends at Indeed? You're muted. Corey Burton, what is your favorite thing about our friends from Indeed?
They give you a $75 credit when you sign up to get your job that premium status it deserves. That's my favorite part.
Yep.
Sure.
Stephen Willis. So like you got to think though, with Indeed, like it probably still takes forever to hire someone.
No, you can do it really quick. I mean, in the last minute that we've been talking, 27 people have been hired by using Indeed sponsored jobs. And that's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, I think so. Just go to Indeed.com/podcast right now to support our shows by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. And like we just said, you get a $75 sponsored job credit. Once again, Indeed.com/podcast. Today's show also brought to you by our friends at FanDuel. FanDuel is America's #1 sports book. Chris Marler, give us a line on FanDuel. And what do you like so much about the FanDuel app?
Oh, one, you can win tickets to the NBA Finals. That's one. Two, I made a blank ton of money on USA hockey all throughout the Olympics. I had a great time doing that.
USA.
Eat it, Canada.
Quinn Hughes sees ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Absolutely. So head over to FanDuel.com today. Thank you so much for making all of our shows your first listen every single day, or maybe your second listen. This is a bonus edition of the show. This is the SEC Baseball Squad. Chris Marler, you made you wanted to talk about Oklahoma, our Sooner friends, sooner rather than later. You think they're the biggest surprise of the SEC so far?
I mean, they were picked 14th in the SEC to start the year by the media, and the media is rarely wrong. And so 14th in the SEC, and then to go undefeated to start the year. The thing for me is they went down to Arlington for the first week of the year. They win whatever first tournament that was, because there's apparently 18 of them this year alone in Arlington. They do really well there. They've scored double digits in every single game. The pitching's been great. I mean, they haven't played anybody this week. I think they played New Mexico State and Coppin State, but on the weekend
one of those is a state, one of them is not.
True. This weekend they sweep that series and win 57-1 on the combined 3 games of the weekend. So I think, especially with that happened last week, you keep waiting for them to kind of come back down to earth. And again, with the preseason expectations where they were going into the season, they've been really, really good.
Is there an argument for Ole Miss being one of the biggest surprises so far? Stephen, I thought you were going to interrupt Marler and say, no, it's the Ole Miss Rebels.
Well, I'm waiting to see until after this 3-game tournament in Houston. That'll tell us a lot, because Baylor is a pretty good program. Coastal Carolina obviously made it to the finals against LSU a year ago. Ohio State is a garbage program, so we won't even talk about them. Sure. But if Ole Miss can get through this week at 4-0, if they hit to that, all of a sudden with the way they're pitching the ball right now, I mean, Hunter Elliott starting off the rotation, Kay Townsend's unbelievable, and then they have a legitimate Sunday starter. That's going to be a big advantage. They actually got him from Missouri, as props to them for not caring about baseball at all. But whenever you look at Will Libbard, I mean, against Missouri State, he completely shut them down, 7 strikeouts, 1 or 2 earned runs, something like that. I mean, just a really good performance by him. if Ole Miss can continue, they need to continue stacking these non-conference wins. They don't necessarily matter because, as Cainer said, it's not real baseball yet, but you need it because of the gauntlet that's going to be the SEC schedule on the road at Texas, play Arkansas. I mean, all the usual suspects. So I think after this weekend, we will know if this Ole Miss baseball team is for real.
Just as long as you guys don't make any stupid TikToks or anything like that. Just don't do that anymore.
Any other surprises before we kind of look ahead to what's going on this weekend? 3, 2. Jimmy, what's going on with Alabama this weekend?
Well, this weekend, they're in a tournament in Texas, sounds like, with the rest of the league in Frisco, Texas. You got Iowa, Oregon State, and Houston. So we're going to find out if Alabama really is struggling with the bat or if what they've done is just a product of facing sort of mid-pitching. They've even got a midweek this week at Southern Miss. That sounds like an NCAA regional type game.
Yeah,
so
that's tricky. Yeah,
tough week for Alabama, starting with that midweek at Southern Miss, and then the tough weekend in Texas, just like everyone else in the league.
Yep. Chris Marler, quick South Carolina update. What do they have this weekend?
It'll be long. You're not going to have any time constraints here, but they're playing Queens College on Thursday, on Tuesday. No doubleheader against Kings College, Zach. You know what I mean? Okay. Anyway, on the weekend they're going to be playing Clemson, who I don't know if you've heard.
You know what state Queens College is from? I learned this over the basketball season.
North Carolina.
Yeah. Okay.
Everyone else
used to be D2.
But me.
Used to be D2 in the South Atlantic Conference, where King
there's no
is
reason
not,
for
but they
that.
play those
Wow.
games.
It's like
Okay, you know everything about Queens College. Just
Go ahead.
So anyway, back to what I was saying about the University of South Carolina baseball team. They're playing Clemson this weekend. Should be a lot of fun. Clemson fans, noted garbage people. It's going to be the thing they do every year. They play one game at Clemson, one game at South Carolina, and then one game as a neutral. And I'll find a new way to get disappointed. Cannot wait.
Okay.
Hey, Marler, about Clemson, one thing that you might not know about, they famously sign players but don't actually have them sign contracts and then bitch about it in the press conference.
Below the belt, and I support it. That was good.
Yeah,
was
Clemson
good.
catching strays. I love it. Eric Cain, what's up with the Vols this weekend?
Yeah, it must be nice to win things, Steven. I wouldn't know about that with my quarterback this past weekend in Knox County. Great weekend. Yeah, Tennessee loses a series, non-con. Joey Aguilar can't play. I'm excited to see how Tennessee's going to respond. I mean, there's so much talent on this roster, right? I mean, Tony Vitello, Josh Elander put it together as the top-ranked class that made it to campus. But, again, last weekend you hit 135 with runners on. You hit 125 with runners in scoring position.
Good.
Going to Arlington, going to the state of Texas, along with everybody else. We should all get an Airbnb. And going to play number 1 UCLA on Friday. So really looking forward to that. Arizona State, which is a really good team, is a state. Going to play that on Saturday, and then Virginia Tech on Sunday. So how does Tennessee respond? Are you going to fold over? Don't think so. Can you get 2 or 3? Let's see. And then one more weekend against Wright State, and then it's SEC time.
Not a state.
Not
John
a
Nabors, you were laughing during the first part of that.
John laughed.
Yeah, it was like you were holding back some laughter.
No, I was just, anytime I hear about the new future Razorback head coach of baseball, I get a little bit tickled is all. When you mentioned Tony Vitello, it's just going to be awesome to see. But no, it was honestly because I'm not, like, it kind of reminds me, and I'm wondering if Tennessee's going to go kind of the route that A&M did last year in baseball, where they lost Schlossnagel and they had this really talented team.
Let's not even talk about that, okay?
Yeah, I'm just saying that there's a possibility it could happen there.
Let's do.
Oh.
Yeah. But because it's, a lot of times it's why, this is the coach that the players want. Yeah, sometimes the players are dumb kids and don't know. So, maybe this is the way it could be.
All right, what's Arkansas got this weekend? I'm going to make sure I do not skip over you again. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you better not. Arkansas State in the midweek. Yes, the Red Wolves, the Fighting Butch Joneses, whatever they want to call them. They're going to be coming into town.
Do they ever howl at y'all? Like Georgia fans bark at people? Do Arkansas State fans ever howl?
They're in Jonesboro. No one goes there anyway, so no one would know if they did. So, yeah. So, but yeah, Jay Boogie's not great. But either way, you got that going on. And then this weekend, you have UT Arlington, of course, with Arkansas playing. They got a few more non-conference, but they're on a 18-game home stretch. Like, they do not play outside of Baum-Walker Stadium until SEC play
Scared of
in
competition,
midway of
right?
March. Yeah. Well, that, and also it's just, it's a beautiful ballpark that people like to come to. So there's that too as well. But yeah, so it's going to be, should be
Go
good.
catch a game, go to Walmart. A lot of stuff to do there.
A lot of chicken places to eat.
Yeah. Because you guys, you can talk down to Walmart, but I guarantee you went there probably today. So yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah,
No,
we all
I go
did
to
to get you
Target.
a present, John. You ungrateful POS.
Yep.
Well, listen, it's a beautiful thing this time of year, but still, Arkansas is in good shape. It sucks because everyone's just like, wake us up when the postseason hits because that's the only thing that matters. Yeah, ho hum, you had a sweep. That's great. No one cares.
Man, you can turn anything negative. It's unbelievable. Stephen Willis, host of Locked On Ole Miss. What should we expect from the Rebels this weekend?
This is the step up in competition that you've been waiting on with Baylor and Coastal Carolina. Like I said, Ohio State, which is a state garbage program. But 2 out of 3 should be the expectation of what's going on. We'll know after this weekend how for real Ole Miss is. I have gotten no less than 5 emails and DMs asking, hey, Ole Miss is number 1 in the RPI. And it's like, no, don't even look at that for a month. Come on. They're collecting data.
I would be all over that if I were you.
Yeah. It's like, they're number 1 in the RPI, but you don't know anything yet.
I'm going to be honest. I didn't know they actually kept RPI this early. I thought that was the thing that they released later.
I just love my guy Steven reference, talking things over on email. That was great.
That was awesome.
That was
so nice. Yeah. Corey Burton, what's Vandy got this weekend?
Well, Vandy's got a midweek against Evansville to get some things right before they head out to Vegas to take on UC Irvine, Oregon, and Arizona. Austin Nye and Connor Fennell, 2 pitchers that I'm really excited about that are going to head off the weekend. And then Nate Taylor is pitching real well as well. He's looking to be the Sunday guy. So we'll see how they can stack up against real competition. Can they continue to hit the ball well? Can they continue this hot streak that they're on? And can they sweep this tournament out there in Las Vegas?
All right, and then Auburn, they host West Georgia for some midweek action, and then they host Nebraska for a 3-game series at Plainsman Park.
Yeah, as opposed to East Georgia, which is Auburn.
West Georgia played D2 as well. How many of these D2 schools got bumped up?
West Georgia would be. I assume West Georgia is very close to us.
It's in Carolina. It's on the opposite side of the state.
Yeah, Auburn. I thought Auburn was West Georgia. Yeah, that's the joke. Yeah.
In February, RPI is really pretty irrelevant.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. But that doesn't stop
Jimmy.
Getting emails.
Took me 2 whole minutes to come up with that, though.
Yeah,
So
I could
that's
tell
also
you
a
were
little
thinking
sad.
down there. I didn't know what exactly was cooking, but it came out piping hot.
2 minutes. 2 full minutes.
And another thing.
All right.
That broadcast school is really paying off.
All right. I think
There were a lot of
Chris
schools
Marler,
playing.
say one more thing before we're all done.
Zach, you look great. I'm going to write an email to you tonight. That's all I got.
Okay,
I'm going
great.
to have a few more drinks before I do it.
Longer the better.
I think that's a really good idea. For Corey Burton of Locked On Vandy, Stephen Willis of Locked On Ole Miss, John Nabors of Locked On Razorbacks, Eric Cain of Locked On Vols, and Jimmy Stein, co-host of Locked On Bama. Just kidding. Chris Marler, host of Locked On Gamecocks here as well. I'm Zac Blackerby of Locked On Auburn. This has been the SEC Baseball Squad. Do
Ohio
not
State
say
is a
free
garbage
Trinidad.
program.
Don't do it.